Welcome to the Automotive Blockchain channel, everyone. Hey, how is it going? We're going to put out some news real quick, but before I do, love dub goes from my heart to you. I appreciate all of the readers, all of the listeners. Go ahead and hit the like button if you like what you see here. Go ahead and hit subscribe to be notified for future videos. Let's kick this thing off. So Biden announced standards to make electric vehicle charging stations more accessible. And we have to look at that and we go, awesome, right? Because we want electric vehicles to be everywhere. Electrification is coming. And I don't like being political on this channel, but I will say this is that no matter which side of the aisle you sit on, electrification is going to happen. There is a lot of, let's just say, push coming from both sides of the aisle in different ways, I might add. But needless to say, here in the wonderful United States of America, electrification is coming just as fast as it's coming all around the world. And as you can see right here at one of the key points, the Biden administration this week proposed new standards for its program to build a nationwide network of 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations by 2030. And you always have to ask yourself, why is everything so focused on 2030? What is going on by 2030? I could get into that in so many ways, but maybe I need to open up a Patreon channel for that. Now, that being said, officials said the proposal will help establish a groundwork for states to build charging station projects that are accessible to all drivers, regardless of their location, EV brand, or charging company. And we scroll down here a little bit, wonderful picture of Biden doing Biden. And then we go down here. We see the Biden administration this week proposed that. Now, here's the thing. I just tried to focus real quick on this article because I wanted to make sure we just drill down to the point. All right. Official proposed minimal standards that will help establish the groundwork for states to build charging station projects that are accessible for all drivers, regardless of their locations, EV brand, or charging company. So it doesn't matter whether you're driving Tesla, doesn't matter whether they're driving a Chevy Volt, whatever it is you're driving, even if it's that new electric Mustang, which I think is a sin against humanity. But even if you're a Mustang that's electric, come on now. It's just, anyway, I'm going to move on. So actually, I'm going to take the break. It's an iconic vehicle. It is the Mustang. The fact that it's supposed to sound a certain way and look a certain way, and now you make it a little pony, it more purrs than it does whinnies. Anyway, so we have here this one thing. All right. Electrification, the transportation sector, is one of the largest contributors to the U.S. greenhouse gas emissions. And let's just face it, that there is some truth to that. It is critical to mitigating climate change. The administration has touted electric vehicles as more affordable for Americans than gas-powered cars and has set a goal of 50% electric vehicles by 2030. 50% electric vehicles by 2020. Okay. So let's think about this. Let's just break this paragraph on down. Electrification transportation sector, one of the largest contributors to U.S. greenhouse gases. Now, is there a debate there? Nah, probably not. I don't think so. It is critical to mitigating climate change. All right. Here's the thing with this. The part of that I really have with this paragraph is the administration has touted electric vehicles as more affordable for Americans than gas-powered cars. And it's okay. Let's just put a big fat pump the brakes on the Automotive Blockchain channel bus right now. Let's just stop it. All right. First of all, anyone who has been purchasing cars or has been in the car business for more than just a hot minute and has sold a particular vehicle and tried to pull one particular vehicle of another, you automatically know the electric vehicles are more expensive. And when you break it all down and you do all of the calculations, you realize, hey, wait a minute, it costs about the same. And in some cases, the combustion engine, the gas-powered vehicles, is cheaper. And we're sometimes in the case, it's a lot cheaper depending on your driving habits. So let's keep that in mind. All right. Now, if you may be wondering, hey, wait a minute, is that really the case? Can you really prove that? Well, let's just say it's not me talking. Let's just go over here to Car and Driver. All right. Yes, Car and Driver. Everyone knows Car and Driver. It's been around for a long period of time. And I'm going to scroll up here real quick so you can see the title of this article. It says EV versus gas. Which cars are cheaper? We use data in simple math. That's right. Simple math in an attempt to answer this very complicated question. It's not complicated. It has simple math. So let's not get too carried away with this. And this is back in May 22. I'm pulling this up just so you can see. Yes, I'm not hiding it. It is May 22, 2020. All right. So this is 2 years ago. This is before the gas hike. I'm just saying keep this in mind. All right. You got to wonder sometimes where the actual prices of gas are going and for what reason. Remember, I started this little conversation off with what? Both sides of the aisle are pushing towards electrification. There is no doubt about that. It is my firm belief. And I could, do your own research on this, but I'm just here to tell you. All right. So let's flip it on back over. So back in 2020, and keep in mind, this is right before that wonderful changes in our economy happened. And I'm using wonderful as tongue in cheek or cheek and tongue, whatever it may be. But I'm using that as just, not really. Okay. There's a lot of changes that happened since then. And I'm not messing up my algorithm here by saying it. All right. So the 3-year cost analysis is what Car Driver did. And keep in mind of the gas prices that were associated back in 2020. And as we all know, in the United States, gas prices were half or more than half, less than half of what they are right now. US right now, it's about $5. They were about $2.40 and less 2 years ago. All right. So let's roll it on back. So they basically said miles driven. They said, okay, we're going to calculate this out over 3 miles. Results from this 3 mile average was 45,000 miles of what they figured. Let's scroll on down and get the brass tacks. All right. So gasoline costs, charging costs. They went through that, looked at depreciation. They looked at that through our ownership comparison. Here we go. So after 3 years of grand totals, give insights into the questions. Are EVs cheaper? Based on the purchase model, fuel cost and maintenance, and depreciation, the 3-year period, here's what they found. And this is back in 2020. Mini hardtop, they did a little mini, okay, $41,454. Mini electric, $49,312. And they looked at the Hyundai Kona, $39,817. The electric version of that, $55,311. And you think to yourself, well, wait a minute here. That's going to be significantly cheaper after 3 years. Why in the world would I be wanting to move over to an electric vehicle? Oh, but wait, don't forget about the EV tax credits. That's right, the EV tax credits. Now, before you jump on the phone and call your EV friend, they're calling it out. There are still some adjustable variables. You have the $7,500 tax credit. Okay, keep in mind that's available for right now or right then. Okay, keep in mind that tax credit is going to go away at some point. You have to keep that in mind. They're just putting that carrot out there so you can get more incentive to bring the cost of your vehicle down. That's why they're doing that. And also you have to keep in mind of your how much you're earning too. So mini electric is now 41,000 and the Hyundai Kona is 47,000. So the reality is when you break it all down, they're going to be about the same price. And here's what I mean by that. So the minis are a mere $358 cheaper back in 2020. Keep that in mind. And then you have the Kona and other brands is more costly than the gas version by $7,900. So when you think about the gas prices increasing, doubling since 2020, the reality is you have to wonder if they are making, meaning they, and I mean all sides of they, are making a charge for electrification and a charge for making sure that 500,000 vehicles will be out on the road or 500,000 charging stations will be there by 2030, because every single dealership across the country is going to be forced because of the new CAFE standards to be selling all of their electric cars by 2020, 2030, and 2035. You got to wonder, this is what must be what's going on. And just in case you're wondering on what side of the aisle you may be wondering this particular channel sits, we kind of float around depending on the subject matter. But here's the thing. When you look at this and you kind of scroll on down, you look at this. The administration, and that's not just this administration, that's going to be all the administrations, folks, has pledged to transition its federal fleet of 600,000 cars and trucks to electric power by 2035. And yes, folks, that is one of the things that there's going to be so much involved in this little subject matter right here. And I'll have to get into that into another channel. So, hey, everyone, yes, I want to be a little bit more on the political side today, but I wanted to give you an idea of this, okay? And this is the last thing I'm going to say, that all of this right here, when you really think about it, is a push towards electrification. And they are going to have to monitor the electric grid. And I'll be doing a video at some point in time soon on how the electric grid and blockchain is a thing. So let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you were outside of this country and you're saying, hey, bus driver, I know something similar has happened over in my country too, whether you're in Thailand, I know over there, and as well as Europe. I definitely know what's happening over there. Give me a little ring-a-ding-ding. Put it in the comment section. I look forward to seeing you next time on the Automotive Blockchain channel.